All right. And the last thing we want to do in the register.js is to programmatically navigate away to a dashboard page, which essentially is our homepage. And if you remember in React Router, if we wanted to do that, first we need to get the use navigate from React Router down. Then we need to invoke it to set it equal to some kind of variable. And in my case, I'm going to invoke it in the use effect. So use effect is going to have the dependency array, and one of the values is going to be user. Because remember, initially, that user might not be there. Let's say when the user hasn't logged in or registered yet, it's going to be null. Let's say there's nothing in a local storage. So therefore, it will add this user in dependency array. So it'll be listening for the changes. And if the user exists, basically, once there's some change in that value, we will invoke this one. And if the user exists, then we'll navigate away. Now, just so we have basically that little message, I'll place this in a set timeout, but technically you don't have to because it takes a little bit of time. So let me just showcase what I mean here. So I'm going to go log out. Notice logout successful. And I still have that set timeout from the MERN application, basically from my MERN course where we were building our own alerts. In this case, technically, I mean, you can bypass that set timeout. But let me just showcase what I mean. So we'll log in. This complains that there's wrong credentials. It's hard to keep up with all of the passwords. Let me try here. And now notice we have welcome back, John. And then we sit on this page a little bit and only then we navigate away. Now, can you just skip it and just say navigate? Yeah, absolutely. But I think in my case, I'll still keep it. Maybe I'll just make it shorter. Maybe not 3 seconds, maybe 2. So let's get cracking. And first we want to go to register.js. Let's get the function. And you know what? Right away, set it up here. Let's try to use the auto import. We'll go here with navigate. That is equal to use. And then navigate from React Router down. We want to invoke that. And then let's set up the use effect. So first when the application loads and also when the user changes. Very, very important. Let's say use effect. Let's pass in the callback function. Let's set up the dependency array. And for me, I'm going to be listening for the user changes. Now, eventually I might add navigate just because the linter used to complain, but I actually want to see whether React 18 does the same thing, whether the linter complains. So for now, I won't add it, but eventually I might need to add that. So we pass in the user. So every time this user value will change, we'll invoke this use effect. And if the user is there, so if it's not null, then we want to go here with set timeout. At least in my case, I'm going to go with set timeout. Let's pass in the callback function. In how long? Like I said, 2 seconds maybe. And then let's invoke the navigate. And where we want to navigate back to the dashboard, which is our homepage. So we simply go here with navigate. So let's see. If I won't have any errors in the console, basically warnings, then I won't pass in this navigate. So let's try this one out. Let me navigate here. Notice since I have the user, I right away navigated there. So let's do this way. First, we're going to go to our local storage and we'll clean this out. Otherwise, if I'm going to go to register, remember, user now is valid. So we won't be able to kind of hang out in the user register page. We'll be directed right away back. So let me go here to the register. We have no user, which is awesome. Now let's go here and let's try to log in. I'll try to remember my awesome email as well as the password. Let's submit. Yep. Welcome back, John, blah, blah, blah. And now we navigate to the dashboard. And once we're done with the register, now let's set up the dashboard, which actually has a nested structure. So this is where we'll use that shared layout because inside of the dashboard, we have all of these pages. So the dashboard acts as a parent